Hi everybody, it's Peony Prashanti here from the Yomogi house. Today I'm going to make potage. It is originated from medieval France, and it's just a thick creamy soup, very nutritious. The hospitals in France start their patients off with potage. Like in Japan, we start off with miso soup, so every culture has their own way of nourishing our body for healing. And it is a very healing soup because it's got so much nutrition and so much root vegetables, grounding root vegetables. It's getting really cold now. This is just going to warm you up from the inside. Yesterday I went to the Fill Your Pantry, and I was able to get a big bag of potatoes from the youth farm, and really nice size, really nice potatoes. They're not all this big, but some of them are really, really nice and so fresh. And I also got some carrots from them too. Now, you know, I'm not going to be able to eat all these carrots, but some of this is going to go in the potage. The key ingredient is potatoes. And if you don't do potatoes, you don't like nightshades, you can do carrot potage or pumpkin potage or squash, or other kind of root vegetables that'll really mash up well and be all creamy, and it just nourishes you. So I got all this carrots, and I'm not going to be able to eat all of this. So let me share a little bit of trick here. This is a kitchen trick. When you buy a bunch of carrots like this and you can't finish it, what you do is you cut the top off. Okay, and if you do experience, you have a lot of carrots in the refrigerator and they're starting to grow the greens, well, that's when it's starting to get malnourished down here. It's not going to be very nutritious anymore. So don't cut it off, a whole bunch of it off. Just take the top off. When you start to see the green, just take the top off, just a little bit. You see, just snip that off. And then once you snip it off, you can put it in a nice towel, clean kitchen cloth. This is like a potato sack cloth, muslin cloth, and you wrap your carrots in there. They don't like to be wet. Carrots don't like to be wet. And if you notice that they're starting to sweat, then just take it out and wipe them. And this is how you can keep your vegetables a long time if you don't have a root cellar. And if you don't have plastic, you can put it in a glass container. If you just keep them in the refrigerator like that with a towel, they'll probably get kind of wilty. So that's what you do. You keep your carrots in here in a container after you cut off all the tops, and also maybe the tail, the bottom parts too, and then you'll be able to keep your carrots for a while, and also your potatoes too. So I'm sharing that little secret with you. Also, potatoes, the way to keep where did it go? The way to keep your potato your potato eyes from growing bigger, you put an apple together with the potatoes, and Grandma said that the eyes won't come out. It's all about the gases, what you can put together and what you shouldn't put together. About the ethylene gas or something like that. Okay, all that information's in my cookbook, Nurturing Your Temple, that you can get from my website. Okay, so here we have a bunch of potatoes that I already cut up, and you don't have to peel them, but I like my potatoes peeled. And I got some carrots. I got the little ones. Oops, I got the little carrots so that they'll cook faster. And here's my spice pouch. Remember I told you the main ingredients is potatoes and leeks. I don't have leeks, so I put onions in here. And then you can put milk or broth, or I don't like almond milk. Soy milk's a little too cold, and I guess you could put hemp milk maybe, or just keep all that nut dairy out. Not nut milk out. So in this pouch I have this humongous astragalus that I cut up. I should have showed it to you before I put it in here, but it was very big, and I got this from the see, it was big like this. I got this from the Chinese herb shop. Of course, not in Eugene, we don't have that here. And I have burdock root in here. Burdock root looks like that. This is dried and chopped, or chopped and dried. And it is very nutritious, especially this time of the year when all the energy goes down and we want to, be one with the energy. So burdock root also helps with the immune system, and I also have some bay leaves in here, and shiitake mushroom also helps to fight cold and boost your immune system. And I have parsley, and I'm going to keep the leaves on the side and put a bunch of parsley stems in here to bring more flavor to my broth. Right. And, I gotta tell you one more thing about this company called Spicely. This company is gluten-free and is non-irradiated, so anybody with a compromised digestive system, you'll be able to know, assured that this company is gluten-free. So here we go. Here's my big pot. We'll turn this like that. Okay. And you could put, I already have it simmering a little bit. Add some oil to that, and then you stir fry your onions and celery, which I've done already, in oil or butter. Julia Child uses a lot of dairy in her products, and actually this dish tastes really good if you do add milk, but Julia Child adds cream to it and makes it very nourishing, but not everybody likes dairy. So to this, I will add the potatoes. Okay. And the carrots. We're going to mash this up anyway, so it doesn't really matter what the vegetables look like. And some water. And like I said, if you want to add milk to this or some other nut milk, then just put half water and half milk later on. You add the milk later, because if you add the milk now, it's just going to all bubble over. And then in here, you put your spice bag. Spice pouch. And don't let this dangle on the side because it could catch on fire, so you might want to kind of make sure that it's in a safe position. Okay, we're going to cover that. Oops, hold on. Cover this and let this cook and simmer for maybe an hour. And while you're waiting for this to cook, you could be having a cup of tea. So I will be back in about an hour to see how this is doing. Okay? Okay, we are about halfway done, and I'm just going to check the soup. A little bit hot. Okay, this looks delicious already. And I think I'm going to take the little spice bag out. Probably had enough in there. Oh, it is very hot. Remember, there's shiitake mushrooms in here. A shiitake mushroom in there, and you can take that out, slice it up, and put it in there too. Now, the carrots are soft, and the potatoes are getting there, so I'm going to get my masher. And if you have one of those electric, I don't know what it's called, the hand blender thing, you can use that too. But just know that when you do things like that, that's the kind of energy you're putting into your food. Very chaotic. So this is going to be mashed by hand. And of course, to get it creamy like a potage, you're going to really have to mash it up. But this downward motion that we're putting into the... I know, you might think I'm nuts, but just think about this, the energetics of the soup, what I'm doing here. I am pushing everything down, just like how the roots are all now going down. This is macrobiotic concept philosophy. So you're pushing all this energy down, pushing this down, like the roots are going down, the leaves are falling down, and that's what we're doing. So like I said, it's not going to be creamy. If you want it really creamy, then put your electric thing in there and cream it up. This is what you call a homemade soup. So I have it pretty much mashed up. But once we simmer it a little bit longer, the longer you simmer it, the softer it gets, and then easier to mash up. And then just before you eat this, you could add a little bit of cream if you wanted to, and you can add miso if you wanted to, just at the end. If you don't want the miso, you can sprinkle salt on your bowl. You don't add it to this. You add it to your own personal bowl. That way, this doesn't spoil and it lasts a while. And some people might not like cream or miso or salt in their soup, so just make a plain potage and let everybody add their own toppings to it. Alright, we'll be back in about another half an hour. See you later. Okay, here I am. I'm back again. And it's been here for a while. And you know, if you don't have time to do this, put it in a crock pot and let it cook overnight. It would be even better. It'd be really, really soft. Or if you even have a pressure cooker, that's even faster because the pressure is even more healthy. Okay. So, open this up. And get my masher. This has been on the pot. This has been on the stove for about a couple hours. On low. Okay, so I have been mashing it in between. Okay, and let me give it a little taste. Oh, look how creamy it is. Look at that. No lumps. That might be a little too much. I can taste the potatoes, I can taste the carrots, I can taste the onions. So I'm going to turn it down, and then, actually I'm going to turn it off. And I will have a bowl of potage soup for lunch and probably for dinner and breakfast for as long as I have a bunch of soup here. Let me cover this and I will show you. Okay. Here's my potage. And then to this you can add, let's add miso. You can add salt, you can add cream, but I'm going to add miso. Look at this cute little, for those of you who like to do ceramics, this is a bamboo stick. And a friend of mine who does ceramics put a little big-eyed fisher, probably like a goldfish or something at the end. So this is all these beautiful ceramic things that I like. To this bowl of soup, I'm probably just going to have this much of my supply of my B12 here. And then mix it up really good. You don't want clumps of miso in your mouth. And please don't spoon miso like you would spoon peanut butter, because it just doesn't work that way. That's extreme. Right? And add another punch of B12, nutritional yeast, and this is gluten-free, and it is by it's Bragg's gluten-free. Gluten-free B12. You know, something that we are lacking as vegetarians and also people with celiac disease. And some parsley for color. And there you have it. Oh, I gotta show you this. Bring my camera. Where is it? Oh well, that wasn't very easy. Like I said, it's a one-woman operation. So here we go. Perfect. The nutritional yeast with the miso. Skip the cream. Thanks for watching. Like my videos, share them, and have a happy Thanksgiving.